What are the spending habits of Minterf's members? First of all, who are the Minterfs? The Minterfs are the resident glee club of Meridian International College who spend most of their days rehearsing for performances such as their annual self-produced concert. As such, they stay in school until nighttime and thus would spend more in a day than the average Mint College student. Out of the 14 Minterfs members surveyed, majority of them get their monthly income from their parents. Half of them, the majority, have a monthly allowance of 5,000 pesos. Most of them only spend 5,000 pesos and less within a month. As for their rating on their priority on what to spend their money on, 1 being the least and 5 being the most, in terms of food, majority answered 4, and the rest answered 5. For their rating for transportation, majority answered 1, but the next majorities answered 4 and 5. For their rating on shopping expenses, majority answered 1 and 2, and none answered 5. For their rating on entertainment, majority answered 2. For spending on academic materials, majority answered 1. None of them answered 5. Majority of the respondents claim to prepare a budget. For those of them that do, 60% base their budgeting on need, 20% on expenses, and 20% on routine. When asked if they spend within budget, majority answered sometimes, and the next majority answered yes. Most of them answered yes when asked if ever they buy something they don't need. When asked how frequent the respondents spend extra from their allowance, majority answered moderately frequent, and also moderately. None of them answered never. When asked why they spend extra from their allowance, most of them answered that they spend on items they spontaneously desire. Lastly, when asked what the respondents spend most of their savings on, majority of them answered food. In conclusion, it can be said that most of the Minterfs members have a monthly allowance of 5,000 pesos, which is given to them by their parents. Most of them budget their allowance based on need. Most of the time, they don't spend more than the allowance given to them every month. But there are times that they do spend more than their budget. Whenever they spend extra, they end up buying impulse-bought items that they don't need. They prioritize their money on food. Majority of them don't spend their money on transportation, but a lot of them still do. They don't spend their allowance on shopping and buying academic materials. They don't prioritize entertainment as much as food, but it's not as low as a priority as shopping.